Welcome to the channel. My name is Matthias. Today we're back with John Mearsheimer's book, The Great Delusion. We're going to pick up where we left off on the previous video that I dedicated to this book on the concept of liberal hegemony. So liberal hegemony was a product of the post-Cold War, where we had the United States that didn't have to worry about being attacked by other countries. From their point of view, this was a unipolar world where they were the great power, and they took this position where it was a crusade to spread all the liberal ideals across the world, as I mentioned in previous videos. But this crusade also validated the United States in its position that when, for example, there were issues with human rights in the country, the United States would get involved. And with time, this mix of liberal ideals and the sense of obligation of having to fix these world problems, and this evolved to the point where the United States, in some situations, felt that they were validated in regime change, that they had to remove an autocratic leader because he was violating human rights and put in another democratically elected government. Two big examples that come to mind are Iraq and Afghanistan, and both went really terribly. There was this great faith in social engineering, and institutions would fix all the problems, be it at home, within the United States, or abroad. And John Mearsheimer actually affirms that the more liberal the foreign policy of the country at hand becomes, the more wars it's going to end up fighting. Also, liberalism abroad will produce more acts of terrorism abroad and at home. And a really interesting affirmation that the writer gives us in this part of the book is that the more liberal the foreign policy of a country becomes, more illiberal it is at home. Then the writer moves to the concept of nationalism and starts to explain the concept of nation state, and that many times we have an overlap between nationalism and liberalism with the existence of nation states that are liberal democracies. But within the context of a conflict, nationalism will always undercut liberalism in foreign policy. And nationalism always favors self-determination and are not too keen on interventionism. Interventions are very poorly seen by nationalists, and they see that there's no justification, be it liberalism, human rights, anything. For example, we have a very interesting contrast between liberalism and nationalism, where for a liberal, everyone has human rights. For a nationalist, the people that have rights are other co-nationals and citizens of their own state or within their own people group. And John Mearsheimer actually affirms that liberalism oversells the importance of individual human rights. But I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to keep this one short. So I hope you guys liked this video. See you guys next time. Bye.